Hi and welcome back to the channel, where today I'm talking about Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. And I'm not just talking about the Tesla, though you can install what I'm about to show you in the Tesla should you want to use it as a dashboard. No, what I'm talking about is an 8.9-inch full-colour screen that you can install in any car, and all you need is somewhere to plug this and you can have Apple CarPlay or Android Auto in minutes. A huge thanks to Carpod Go for providing this beauty that I can't wait to tell you more about because it's really good. Now let's kick things off by talking about what Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are. Now if you're familiar with them, then this is going to be a bit boring, skip forward 20 seconds. But if you're not, in a nutshell, what it does is it takes the key functions from your phone and puts them on a touchscreen you can use in the car. And crucially, it also gives you your voice control. So therefore, if you use Siri, then you can simply ask Siri to do things for you, like send messages or play music of your choice. It also gives you your Apple Maps or Android if you Google Maps if you use an Android. And that functionality, particularly in a car that maybe doesn't have any of that tech because it's a little older, is worth its weight in gold. So this is the Carpod Go. Now, as you can see, it's quite a thin unit. I think it's rather lovely, and it's got this magnetic mount on the back. And then how you mount this in your car, you've got a number of options. The kit comes with this suction kit, so you can unscrew this and stick this somewhere on your windscreen, and then you've got that, so you can then connect on the back of this. How this works, by the way, is it's just a case of unscrew here, and then slide that over the ball, pop this on, and then screw it back on. And so that immediately gives you your mount. So that can be straight on the windscreen, and then the unit literally just sticks to it. And it's really solid. So that's fantastic. Alternatively, if you don't want to use that, and you just got to pop this back off, it also comes with the option to be able to mount it solidly. So you can put it on your dash and literally stick it on. So if you stick this mount anywhere on your dash, then you can then use this little arm here, which again, is just a case of unscrewing and then popping that over, popping it in. This has got a bit of flex as well. So maybe if your dashboard isn't completely flat on top, which a lot aren't, this does have some flex to it. And then on the other end, you literally just pop this mount on again. And once you've got those bits tight, as you can see, you've got a nice, easy mount that you can put anywhere solidly on your dashboard. And when you're ready, you just hold this close and it locks on. It's really functional. Beyond those, you also have, because you've got this suction unit, maybe you don't want to stick it on the windscreen, you do have an adhesive pad that you can stick on the dash and then stick that to it. So you've got loads of options for mounting it. If you are looking to put it in a Tesla, there is actually a mount designed to work with the air vents. So you can have basically the dashboard that the Tesla Model 3 and Model Y don't come with. You can install one using this, but the dashboard essentially is going to be Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, so it depends how much information you want to show on there. Beyond that, in the kit, I've also received a rear view camera, which is super exciting. So this can either go inside the car, which would be a lot easier to wire, or you can put this outside and actually put it near your number plate and then feed the cabling right through the car. Now, brilliantly, they give you it with a really, really narrow connection. So you don't have to have that big a hole to be able to feed that through, which is brilliant. And that's really good thinking, because it'd be dead easy for them to ship it with like a big USB or something, in which case you need a huge hole to get it through. And then you've got this long cable that connects to that tiny mount with a power trigger. This is awesome. So the idea here is, if I can find the other end, you wire this into your reverse light. So when you put your car in reverse and it generates basically a little bit of power going through that wire, it tells the camera you're in reverse and it will turn it on, and then it will take over the screen. So you've got a full reverse camera on an 8.9-inch colour screen. That's awesome. Well worth considering. But one of the things that has really impressed me about this is actually the connectivity, because the reason I mentioned that all you need is somewhere to be able to plug this in for it to work is literally that's what gives it power. And once it's got power, you then need to obviously be able to figure out how you're going to get audio from your phone to the car. And actually, it's the same way you've always done it. So if you would have a Bluetooth connection in your car, then all you do is connect your car via Bluetooth to the phone, same as always, and then you connect your phone to the CarPod Go, and then you control the phone basically with the screen, like it's almost like a remote control, and then the audio will still go to the car via Bluetooth like it always has. But if you don't have Bluetooth, then it actually has a couple of speakers on it, so you can play audio straight through this, which is pretty good. But even more, you probably have, if you don't have Bluetooth, you have an auxiliary port, a little 3.5mm socket, and it even comes with a kit to connect that. So that goes straight into the 3.5mm, and then the other end plugs into here, and then that goes straight into the back of the unit. So you can have a wired audio connection, a Bluetooth audio connection, or if none of that works, you can even tell the unit what radio frequency to transmit your audio on, and it will transmit the audio and you just tune the stereo into that frequency. I mean, that's brilliant, and that is so completely foolproof. It is solving every possible problem you could face in getting audio from your phone to your car. So let's set it up and let's go through how it works. Okay, so I have placed the mount on the dash. I've used the adhesive base and then put this 90-degree adapter in, and then the magnetic mount on the end of that. So the unit can just connect straight to it. Now looking at the back of the unit, we've got the connections here, and I don't know if you can see them in the light there. We've got a little lightning bolt, which is where your power goes in. That's a USB-C, so really convenient because it can go in either way. You've got audio, AV in, mic, and USB. USB, I think, actually provides power if you wanted to charge your phone, I think. Microphone is just a mic. Audio is audio out, I believe, and AV in is where the rear camera connects. So all we're going to use right now is the power connection while I connect the USB-C. Okay, so that's a USB connected, and because this is just magnetic, all I need to do is hold this near there, and we're on. And the way I've placed it just means that it sits kind of flush on top, and you can play with that angle a little bit, probably make that a little bit tighter, but I think that's a great position. It's directly above the existing screen of the car, so yeah, that should work, I think. Right, so first and foremost now is making sure that we are connected. So my phone is here. I am connected to this car historically, not right now, admittedly. So if I go to Bluetooth audio and then Paul's 16 Pro, which is my iPhone, we should get a connection without too much issue there. And okay, there we go. So let's turn off the music. So I'm now connected via my phone to the stereo. Okay, so that's the first step. So the next thing then is powering this unit up. So to do that, we have to turn the key because it's in the cigarette lighter. And then if I turn it, so we've got the Maybach symbol that my son has been kind enough to put on the screen, is 247. And if we go straight to connections, I've had a go earlier at connecting my phone to this. So if oh, there we go. So it goes straight into my CarPlay. I won't jump to it though. We'll go back to this menu. So what you do here is you've got the different options to be able to choose how you're going to get audio from the unit. So you can use the inbuilt speaker, as I mentioned earlier. You can use the auxiliary, which allows you to connect directly to the auxiliary port of your car. You can use FM, where you choose the frequency that you're going to transmit at, or they can go to dual Bluetooth. So I have to just click OK while it restarts the unit, as it just has to reconfigure. It doesn't take very long, so it'll be back on in a second. I said my son chose the Maybach symbol there. And if we go back to here now, you'll see that it shows you what to do. So connection number 1 is connect the phone to the car. It's desperate to just come straight into there, which is good. Shows you how smooth it is. And then connection 2 is the phone to the unit. Now I said I've already connected my 16 Pro to it. And if I go back to my menu system on here, the device is the PND 203C. So even though actually, there you go, as soon as I click on that, it reconnects and brings it up on screen. But crucially, if I go with the intro, when you choose and pair with this, it will ask you if you want to turn on CarPlay mode. So you slide that to yes, and now literally, as you can see, every time you get in the car, this just comes straight up on screen. And it's fast. I mean, it really doesn't hang around. It moves really, really well. If I go to something, say, like Ring Go. So Ringo will show locations at the moment, and then areas where I can park my car in a Ringo area. Click that to go back to the base. If I swipe across, I can bring up messages, I can bring up the calendar, put the recycling bins out, don't forget. And you've got all the settings that you would expect from CarPlay. So you've got full functionality. and it's really big. I mean, it's a fantastic looking screen, and as you can see, it comes on straight away. Now, what I can't easily show you is audio, but I'm going to show you, and then we'll just have to kill out the audio because unfortunately I can't play it on YouTube or else there'll be licensing issues. But if I go to music, and it was just listening to Deacon Blue, when I press play, now, what you couldn't hear there is that it played perfectly through the car speakers, which means that's it. It's fully set up and it's ready to go. And when you get out of the car and you're not using it anymore, you literally can just grab the unit, pull it off the magnet, put it somewhere safe, and then you're done. But in the meantime, the beauty of this is that it can go in any car. Anything that you can connect your phone to, then therefore, whether that's through a cable, whether that's through Bluetooth, then you can immediately plug this into the cigarette lighter and you've got full CarPlay. I think it's spectacular. Now, what I'm going to try and do on a later video, because I can't do it right now because it does mean taking the car apart, is I'm going to try and install that rear camera. So we're going to revisit this unit. But in the meantime, if you are remotely thinking about getting a CarPlay unit and you're not quite sure what to choose, this thing is spectacular. And you've got such incredible functionality and just incredible speed. It just works so well. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this because honestly, this is a brilliant piece of kit. I review a lot of items and some are absolutely outstanding. This is on that list. It really does stand out as one of those items that I can see the appeal of in literally any car that doesn't have CarPlay. And if you are a Tesla driver, which I know a lot of my viewers are, it could easily work as a dashboard. Now, admittedly, said, oh, it's only going to show you what an app could show you. So you'd be looking at Apple Maps, or you may find, as I've mentioned on previous videos, the opportunity to use Waze is worth taking up because Waze is excellent. It serves as a second map. It shows you some of the traffic and issues that you might face while you're driving that you wouldn't get on the Apple Maps. So it's worth considering, and there is an adapter to be able to clip it directly to the vents inside your car. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you on the next video, and I will come back to this item in future and show you what it looks like when it's got that reverse camera attached. Because let's face it, that's a damn sight cheaper than having one professionally installed. Take care. Bye-bye.